Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Time with Eric Connert live from the News 8 Right Now studios. We have another jam-packed show for you here, including talking to the owner of National City's #1 gym, Daygo Performance. He's going to get you ready for your summer workouts. And if you have a youth athlete, what they can be doing this summer to stay at the top of their game. He's going to break all that down for us. Here's a hint. He's a pretty strong dude. All right. We'll talk about that more here in just a minute. Also, an update on the 2026 World Cup as the USA taking on Bosnia-Herzegovina. That's tonight at 5 p.m. So with that loss that we had to Turkey, how is that impacting the momentum? We're also going to have a look at that matchup. We're going to break it down for you. Our sports guru, Jake Gariani, has those stories here, that breakdown. For our first segment here, it's summer. I know that. Your kids know that. Parents know that. A lot of kids sitting on screens these days. We got to get them outside, get them back to their sports and everything. I know those camps can kind of wind down. You start going, gosh, what can I do with my kid? There's a lot of things you can do with your kid, and it takes a little bit of discipline. It's a great time for our young athletes to get ahead in the game. It does take a plan, discipline, and drive. So our first guest knows all about that. Bryce Calloway, the owner of Daygo Performance in National City. Bryce, thanks for coming on the show here. So great to have you, man.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell us about Daygo's Performance. This is in National City. Invite people to come on down, say hi to you, tell us about yourself and about your place.
Oh, no problem. Daygo Performance located at 1145 Highland Avenue in National City, right there in the plaza. We are ready for everybody, for training, recovery, fitness, nutrition, everything under the sun that's going to get you where you need to be.
Okay. You brought up sons. I'm bringing up guns now. Man, wow, look at this guy. You're obviously a former athlete or still are an athlete. Tell us about your background, how you got into training, and then we'll navigate into youth sports and what kids can be doing this summer.
Okay. San Diego native. Been playing football since I was 7 years old all the way till college. Did Chula Vista as Pop Warner, went to high school, did Grossmont for junior college.
You played football there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice.
And then I went to California Lutheran University, finished out there.
Nice.
SkyAC champs. Let's run it.
There we go.
Baby, you know what it is.
Shout out.
And then after that, I actually got into training at school. So I did an internship with our coach Holmberg, which was our strength and conditioning coach.
Nice.
I worked with the football team, basketball, water polo, basically all the sports that were at the school. And it was a great experience. That got me going in my realm of training.
Awesome.
So then when I came back to San Diego, I actually went to Helix first.
Okay.
That was my first school of working and training. So I did part-time coaching and teaching. And then while I was there, I worked with the football team first off, all the strength conditioning, running backs as well for the varsity team and JV. And then from there, progressed to Eastlake, came over to Lincoln. And then as I got to Lincoln, that's when I started the business of Daygo Performance. After that, got the ball rolling. Within 3 years, we've been growing exponentially. We went from a 22,000 square foot facility to a 4,400 square foot.
Okay, so here we go. This is a big place there in National City. Youth sports, the love of the game, you decided that you wanted to give back to kids. I know you're involved with a couple of the high schools, right? Can you talk about that? Besides just Daygo's Performance, you're also involved with youth sports.
Oh, yes. Recently, I've been working with the SD Bolts 9U. I was working with that football team for a little bit over the last summer, getting them prepared. Probably going to work on this year as well, getting them ready for this coming season.
Nice.
I'm at Lincoln High School for the 7th year now. 2-time state champs, 22,
Yeah,
24, baby, you know
go.
what it is. And then with Mission Bay as well, I do basketball. We're actually 2018 Open Division champs and 2023 D1 champs.
That's great.
Everybody that I've been working with has been exponentially growing and just getting better. And I've loved the environment that I've been building, cultivating the safe space for people to grow and actually be themselves while they're training.
That's great. And you talked about building a little bit. Talk to me about how do you build athletes? They come to you, they say, look, I want to get better at this. I need to get better at football, strength training, agility. How do you sit down, understand what their needs are, where they're at now, and then how do you kind of get them to the next level?
With training, it's honestly figuring out what is the need and the want. Because everybody needs something and everybody wants to do something at the same time.
Right.
So you got to learn how to bring that both together. So first I start with an assessment where I figure out how they move, how do they take coaching, do they understand what we're doing, and then from there I can actually structure out the plan. All right, we're going to be working on this, this, and this. When we're here, when you're at home, I need you working on your nutrition on top of your recovery and your mobility. and then it all just starts to cultivate together. They start to understand what I need from them in order to get the gains that we need in the gym and in life.
Well, so you have people that will show up to Daygo's Performance. Are there young athletes that show up there? Are there middle high school kids that are coming there? And what are they coming for? What are they looking for as they get out of a gym?
So for me right now, I got kids as young as 6 years old all the way to 17.
Wow.
They're all ranging different things. So with my youth athletes from about 6 to about 10, 11, I like to keep it on plyometrics, a lot of body weight, a lot of resistance bands, keeps their bodies moving, keeps a lot of the form and function there, and it doesn't put too much load on the body. I know a lot of parents worry about that stunting the growth with the weights, and that's not true. It actually helps and promotes the growth. Helping get the ossification of the bones, which is making it more dense, getting the muscles stronger, the tendons stronger, and everything around the body stronger. Skeletal system, endocrine system, even the nervous system starts to fire up as well.
It's really laying the foundation, isn't it? Before you build up those big muscles, you got to get those little ones, those little tendons and everything all set. Okay, well that's a good start here. I want to dive more into youth athletes, summer training, how we get them off of the computers, the tablets, the phones, and how we build them ready for fall sports. So we're gonna have more with Bryce when we come back, including some simple things your young athlete can be doing right now to be ready for fall sports when school picks up again. We'll be right back with Bryce. Hey, welcome back to Game Time with Eric Connor. We're back with Bryce Calloway, the owner of Daygo Performance in National City. Now, this segment here, Bryce, I want to focus in on how youth athletes can really get ahead this summer. What are some specifics that they can be doing to get the edge on their competition? They got to get off the phones, right? You got to have some structure. Can you talk about that?
I would say first and foremost, a lot of athletes right now need to work on mobility.
Okay.
Just stretching, getting their body limber, movements, different areas such as cross-sagittal, transverse, getting frontal plane moving, anterior, posterior movement, all that. We got to get the body up and moving through mobility.
For parents that are trying to compete with, video games, the iPads, the cell phones, maybe some of these younger kids too, what's the secret to making exercise feel less like a chore and more like it's, playtime, it's fun? How do you make it fun for them?
Making exercising fun is just incorporating yourself into it. Honestly, parents do have to get involved. It has to be a family event, because if you just see yourself doing the workout by yourself, it's like, oh my goodness, this is so much hard work. How come I'm sweating so much? Oh my. But if I look over to my left or my right and I see my mom or dad or my cousin, brother, sister working out with me, that's going to take me tenfold. It's going to push me to that next level where I'm like, oh yes, I have to get this. I have to get this next push-up. Oh, I got to get this next squat. This is the next PR I want. So it has to be like a family almost. Everybody has to be involved with it. It can't just be solo, just the kid by themselves, because not only is it the workout, it's the nutrition, it's the sleep, it's everything that comes together.
Yeah, you got to lead by example, parents, right? I mean, we tell our kids to lead by example. We got to do it as well. You touched on nutrition. What should the kids be eating? Boy, they're around the cupboard all day long, right? You can't just keep reaching in there and getting snacks. Maybe lay out a good diet.
Honestly, I would love to see a lot more kids eating nutrient dense. So nutrient dense is steak, eggs, chicken, fish, cucumbers, tomatoes, very fresh and whole food. Like the fresher the better, honestly. That's going to help with the development and growth of the athlete. All these artificial sugars with cereals and the fake protein powders put into these Pop-Tarts and all that stuff is not good for the athletes. All the things that you really want are pure cooked, open fire, grilled, baked, stewed, things like that, slow cooked, way better for your body, way easier to processing for your gut and for the uptake in protein and all that.
I love that. So I know as a gym owner, you see adults hitting weights all the time, but you see the kids coming in. You said you have younger kids coming in. What age is it safe to start doing the weights and the bands and the workouts?
Honestly, as long as the kid is attentive, they can start as young as 4 or 5. It's all about coaching, critiquing, and patience. The patience is the biggest part, because I understand you want to get that result right now, but guess what? That kid might need 5 repetitions, 6 repetitions of repeating. Like, it has to happen, because without that learning block, they're going to just fall to the side to what they already know, and that's usually not a good thing.
Summertime, prime time for ice cream and snacks and all that. We were touching on nutrition. What's kind of your favorite go-to? What's a good healthy swap snack that gives kids some, clean energy without that sugar crash? We don't want to see that during games either.
Right now, I've been working a lot of peanut butter banana smoothies,
Oh, yeah, I do that at home.
yogurt blends with tropical fruit, a little bit of lancetta on top, and then cinnamon. So things of that nature. Staying away from those high sugar diets. That's the biggest thing. I know a sweet treat is so easy to get, but working with fruits, vegetables, and things of that nature is going to be way more beneficial for your body.
I love that. Let's talk about the mental game a little bit. I know we've been talking a lot about physical and nutrition and eating and everything, but is there anything for the mental game that our kids can do this summer to start working on that? As an athlete, a former athlete yourself, and a current athlete, I know you do some MMA work. How do you work on the mental part of the game? How can kids start to incorporate that in the summer?
Honestly, with mental part, preparation is a lot of just talking self-talk. It's complimenting the things that you do correctly. It's understanding what you need to work on. It's constantly building yourself. It can't be you're having negative thoughts. It has to be positive things about yourself. So taking yourself to that next level of, all right, I did this last year. I want to be better at this year. I want to do 5 more of this the next year. It has to be progressively building. You can never stay stagnant. The biggest thing is complacency. You never want to be complacent with where you at. You want to always grow.
If you have one piece of advice for parents this summer with their kids and their youth athletes, because we got to get going here, what would you tell them? They're sitting down next to you. They're listening to this right now. They're saying, I got to get my kids ready, for sports in the fall. What would you say?
Take them to Daygo Performance.
As simple as that, right?
Yes, sir.
I know you got a better plan. You guys can get into a lot more of it there. You have all of the bells and whistles and all the exercise equipment in there, and you've got good trainers.
But honestly, I would say just find an empty park, find people that are like-minded like you, and just get to work. Honestly, it's not just about just going to the gym. Just get to work, move, get the body going.
All right, Bryce Calloway, the owner of Daygo Performance in National City. One more time, the address?
1145 Highland Ave.
Thanks for coming in, Bryce. Appreciate all your great advice and tips.
Thank you for having me.
All right, coming up, USA playing Bosnia-Herzegovina tonight. We're looking ahead at the team and how they can get back momentum after their loss to Turkey and what to look out for. Tonight's big matchup, it's at 5 p.m. tonight. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Game Time with Eric Connor. Let's get you caught up on the 2026 World Cup now. USA playing Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight at 5 p.m. Canada has already knocked out South Africa with a 1-0 win. Canada taking on Morocco on Saturday. And then, wow, did you see this last night? Mexico beating Ecuador 2-0. They take on the winner of England and Congo. Mexico, by the way, has shut out all 4 opponents. That's incredible. Only Italy in 1990 and Switzerland in 2006 have a longer shutout streak, and they kind of track it by minutes, so it's pretty impressive. As for the last game for the U.S., after that late goal led by Turkey gave the U.S. their first loss of the tournament, some are wondering if the U.S. has lost a little momentum heading into tonight's big matchup. Jake Ariani has the story from the U.S. men's national team HQ in Irvine.
There was a lot of talk surrounding this United States men's national team following that last-second 98th-minute goal surrendered that led to their lone loss of the group stage against Turkey. Some people from the outside saying that was unacceptable no matter who was on the pitch, or that it could ruin the momentum that the Americans had built in the group stage. And then after the match, head coach Mauricio Pochettino had to remind the media and the fans that they accomplished their goal. They won the group, and they are moving on to the knockout round to face Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that was the point all along.
For you not to say congratulations that we won the group, that is a little bit sad, but only that. I need to remember you and everyone that we won the group. Sorry guys, we won.
And it was Pochettino's post-match message that was reiterated by the players here in Irvine at their training facility.
I think we did have a good game against Turkey, so, even though the result may have not followed, but I think there was lots of positives to take. That's what these games are about, to try and, go out there and win. Unfortunately, we didn't do that, but it doesn't take away from, good individual performances.
So, Gino, it felt like there was a lot of talk about maybe lost momentum after the loss to Turkey. Do you feel that there is any momentum lost?
No. I don't feel like it. The thing what we had to do is finish first in the group, and that's what we did. Obviously, it's a pity you want to win the last game, but yeah, it is what it is. But I feel like we're still really confident. Everybody's still confident. We still have belief that we can do it, and that's what we got to show on Wednesday.
The United States men's national team will face Bosnia and Herzegovina in the round of 32, 5 p.m. July 1st in Santa Clara. In Irvine with the United States men's national team, I'm Jake Ariani.
A game at 5 p.m. tonight. It's winner or go home for all teams at this point, so a little extra stress. Let's check in with Jake again. The latest on the round, the 32 matchup against Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Well, for almost the entire month of June, the United States men's national team called Great Park here in Irvine their home. But now as the calendar turns over to July, we are into the knockout stage, and that means the Americans will be venue hopping as far as they make it in this tournament. So the United States' attention turns directly towards their knockout round opponent, Bosnia and Herzegovina. They were one of the best 8 third-place finishers across the 12 groups, earning them the right to take on the U.S. on July 1st in Santa Clara. This is the first time they have ever played in a knockout round of a World Cup. In fact, Bosnia and Herzegovina has only played in one other World Cup back in 2014, and they did not get out of the group stage, but this is indeed a dangerous team. They knocked Italy out of World Cup qualifying.
We know they're a strong team, physical team. They've obviously qualified and made it through the group stages for a reason. So it's not a fluke that they've gone through the playoffs and knocked Italy out and made it through to the World Cup.
We know we're gonna have to be at our best. Very, very difficult team to play against. Very strong defensively. Very, very good on set pieces, but they also have quality going forward. A lot of good players that play on really good teams in Europe, so we know it's not going to be easy.
I think they're focused as well. They want to win this game. It's huge for them as well. But our belief is big, and our focus is big as well.
That will be the aim of the game. To try and continue to reduce mistakes and continue to increase offensive chances, and that's no different to what we've been doing all year round. Since Pochettino's come in. So. The benefit for us as players is even though, we're playing a knockout game, not too much is going to change in terms of how we've been coached.
And at the end of the day, we have to worry about and take care of ourselves and do what we have to do to win the game and make it through.
And kickoff for the United States men's national team in Santa Clara against Bosnia and Herzegovina is set for 5 p.m. Pacific time. In Irvine, California, I'm Jake Guriani.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, 5 o'clock. Make sure you make the plans. There's lots of places around town where you can hang out. There was a lot of fun to be had when we saw Mexico winning yesterday. We're going to have some of those highlights coming up here in just a minute. So who's left in this? Canada, Morocco playing each other Saturday. We've got Paraguay and France. That's going to be a good game on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's Brazil taking on Norway and Mexico and the winner of England and Congo. And there's a couple other games that still have yet to be played here today. So it's a lot of fun to watch. We're going to have more of those Mexico's highlights coming up here when Game Time with Eric Connor continues after a quick break. All right, welcome back here to Game Time with Eric Connor. Mexico advancing in the FIFA World Cup after a 2-0 win over Ecuador. What a game this was, even if you weren't paying attention to it or watching it. If you had your window cracked open, you probably heard some neighbor down the street yelling and screaming. It was a lot of fun. Crowds filled 3rd Avenue in Chula Vista after last night's big Mexico win. Look at these guys. Everyone's so excited. They got their flags, their shirts. They're peeling out rubber. I'm not sure that's great for that guy's motorcycle tire. Probably going to have to spread it pretty penny to get another one. And I'm also not sure this is good for the Shocks for these Mexico fans, but they're loving it. They're celebrating. They're having a good time. A great big win for them. 2 quick first half goals helped El Tri win the World Cup knockout, their first World Cup knockout match in 40 years. Mexico playing at home on Sunday against, whoever wins today's match between England and Congo. That should be a good one too. All right, let's turn from soccer to baseball now. Padres turning to baseball. The Padres are going to try to avoid a sweep after losing to the Cubbies in Chicago. Final score was 9-7 yesterday. First pitch today at 11:20 a.m., so just about a half hour from now. Tomorrow they face the Dodgers in L.A. All right, let's go back to soccer, shall we? Norway's fans arrived in Dallas on Monday, June 29th. Their oars metaphorically in hand. What's going on here, you ask? Well, apparently this helps them roar their team to victory, and it worked. Norway beat Ivory Coast yesterday 2-1, so they're advancing to the round of 16. True to form, the visiting fans gathered in downtown Dallas. They refused to leave tradition behind, performing their celebrated Viking row. It's a routine as a pre-match good luck charm, and the rows worked as Norway is advancing. They play Brazil Sunday at 1 p.m. By the way, I looked this up. Brazil is favored to win this one, so those rowers will have to be ready to go and ready to row. And let's talk about the standings real quick. We are talking about the Padres. They are now, 12 games behind? You see this, Alan? They are falling quickly behind the Dodgers. The Dodgers at one point and the Padres a couple weeks ago were neck and neck, but now 12 games behind. Look, we know Alan's a big Detroit Tigers fan. I want to bring up the American League Central. This one is actually pretty tight here. We've got the Sox out front, the Guardians, the Twins. The Tigers are 9 behind. Your Tigers? No, I know, but hey, at least it's better than the Padres being 12 games back. The Dodgers, still no. American League Central, that's going to be a fun division to watch as well. That's going to do it for us, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us on Game Time with Eric Connor.